How's this going? How's this going? How's the lights? How's the camera? And we have action, right? Hey, the thumbnail for today's episode is one of the episodes. A vegan, a frugivore, and a breatharian go into a bar. The first episode will be mainstream health is not nefarious. So let's see. Podcast ready to go. The new cinematic mode on the recording is ready to go. I'm already going on live. I wonder if my go-to live pick-upper will comment, but I'll see. So, without any further crapping around, what's without further ado mean? Do you like my hair today? Yeah, that's going to be the new look until I'm sick of that too. Right. I'm getting all these notifications and I'm being thrown off, so I'm going to start the first episode. Here we go. Is everything good? Everything's good. See? Warts and all. You see warts and all. How I start all this. Right. Red button ready, and... Oh, hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk? Who'd have realised? Who'd have imagined? Who'd have stumbled upon? That's my category. Who'd have researched about? Who'd have credentialed towards real health being what we eat and how I present it, digest, absorb, and then daily supply of our micronutrients. I'm thinking of changing my clumsy branding of the regimen that I do from the Keto 44 to something else 44, because keto means keto and ketogenesis and this and that, and I'm not advocating for keto for the sake of keto, but keto as in you get enough protein, you get enough saturated fat, and you end up fit and healthy like me. So who knows? Indigestion, absorption, the INAB 44. It's a work in progress, right? So today, you've clicked on today. Today's episode is called, what's it called again? Oh boy, something about the mainstream health isn't nefarious. There you go. I'll just go with that. Mainstream health is not nefarious. The dude that I stumbled upon, Dr. Joel Wallach, he would like to suggest that mainstream health doctors are operating nefariously. I think he would acknowledge that they're not nefarious, they're just ill-informed. Should we say dumb? I don't know. No, I don't think so. They're not dumb, or they are ill-informed. They've got, even as a stethoscope around your neck, coat wearing, many of those letters after your qualification name, right? We would like to think that they know things, and yes, they do have a type of scientific rigor. They would like to help our health, but helping health doesn't mean reacting to our symptoms, soothe the symptoms, therefore our health is being managed. So mainstream health is becoming a health management type field. Now we're playing with words again. Health care. Care means ongoing management of your health, like caring for a child. It's ongoing. a child is a death magnet until they get to toddlerhood. And health is a death magnet too if you don't know the right approach. And this is about the right approach that we should be taking in our health. And the going regimen name that I, as a chassis, the Keto 44, 80%. I advocate for 80% of our macros be keto based, dairy, meats, and the like. I found that my macros are 50% fat in my calories, 30% protein, and 20% carbs. Many go for the 40, 40, 20. And 20% fat, that is. Mine's 50%, and I'm 7.5% body fat. So there you go. It's amazing how things work out. So as a quick idea, as a quick introduction of what I advocate for, I need to advocate for the Keto 44 each and every episode, because the way I'll present this, it won't be liked. It's a slap in the face. And if I get just the one viewer and then they don't view anymore, I may as well put in what I advocate for. So, digest. We need to digest, and that means increasing our acidity in our gastric juices, battery acid levels. If you talk about pH 1.9 to 2.1 sort of pH, that will enable us to digest. Once we digest properly, then the macros and the micronutrients, can reach their absorption goal, and that involves the whole 44 part. So if you have any indigestion issues, your pH in your gastric juices might be 4, 5, 6. Hopefully it's not 6, because you won't be digesting to even absorb what you are taking in. And that's when you'll find that you've got health issues. If you have heartburn, indigestion issues, you've got downstream chronic health baked in the cake. Baked in the cake. So one way to address the indigestion is increasing your salt intake and weaning yourself off the PPIs, the anti-indigestion medication. That's what I did. It took me 3 weeks proper, but I don't know, that was probably fast. But as a guide, you just wean yourself off, and I've got my own sort of guide, but people can choose their own weaning off, like halving dose for a week, and then taking that half dose every second day, and that sort of thing, for increasing your salt intake. None of this 5 grams a day of salt. Like, go north of 20 grams. I did a calculation the other day, and it came out to 80 or 90 grams, like 3 ounces of salt nearly, each and every day I have. Ooh. So there you go. It's Kylie's birthday today. Came up on my Facebook bloody thing. Yeah, which Kylie? Yeah. So, absorption. And here comes the 44 part. The first for the 44 is we need to eliminate gluten, which is wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That's the first of the 4 of the 44. So wheat, barley, rye, oats, oils in a bottle, and burnt animal fat, and fried food eliminated. We need to eliminate. Excuse me while I get rid of these notifications. They're hurting my eyes. So sugars. I advocate for reducing your fruit intake. I've effectively eliminated my fruit intake. I might have 3 handfuls of fruit in an entire year. That's been my going rate for the last 3 years. With the veggies, probably 6 handfuls in an entire year. Effectively, that's, I don't eat fruit and veg. Then nitrates, nitrites. They're the 4 main foods we need to eliminate, okay? It might be 90% of the supermarket, but it's easy once we're satiated with the 4 essential micronutrients, 4 categories of essential micronutrients, which makes up 90 declared essential micronutrients. 60 of those are minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and that's the second for the 44, introducing those 4 categories of micronutrients, which means we need to supplement in this day and age because our food supply chain is stuffed. It's been stuffed for 140 years, going on 141 years this year, September 4, and that's when we started with electricity. No more ash practice, no more burning of wood, no more putting our ashes on our farmlands as fertilizer, and that's one little nook and cranny of how we've started to get obese and the like. We've had a century of this doubling down of move more, eat less. Then we're wondering why our life expectancy isn't increasing. Some say, yes, it is. It's doubled in the last 100 years, but with statistics, infant mortality rates have gone down. Therefore, average life expectancy is up. There's less and less centenarians walking around. There used to be 1 in 400 people reached the age of 100. Now it's 1 in 10,000. It might reach 1 in 50,000 in the next couple of decades. I hope to be one of the ones that reach triple figures. Where I was looking at, statistically speaking, I was looking at dying around my mid-60s the way I was going. So that's pretty much Keto 44, the regimen that I'm on in a nutshell for the one-off listeners and viewers. I don't care if you come and then go, but for those where this resonates, where this slaps you in the head, let's continue. So, mainstream health is not nefarious. I was in mainstream health for nearly 2 decades as a mental health nurse, and those that are in the general medical side will say, you're not part of anything, but hey, I was at least trained in the mainstream healthcare complex, and let me tell you, they're not nefarious. I've been exposed to major hospital directors, division directors, and I was also like a hospital manager of a night shift, but I was certainly not nefarious, right? We're there to help people, really, but our help is misguided. So, in the way it's misguided is that we have this thing called research, we have this thing called science. But if our health approach and our science is misdirected, directed at, it's our lifestyle, it's our genetics, it's our toxin exposure and the like, well, that's where we're barking up the wrong tree part comes into it, right? And the barking up the wrong tree is, if you have to manage your health, that's the wrong tree. Mitigating your health, let me rephrase that, mitigating your ill health is the better approach. And mitigating, which means avoiding prophylactically, and enabling that you're healthy down the track, is to do the whole Keto 44 micronutrients. And there's not just those 27 or 32, whatever they think, 12 micronutrients that we need, and 9 amino acids and all the essential fatty acids that we need and all that sort of thing. There's only actually two, the LAs and the ALAs in the essential fatty acids. But the real number is 90 essential micronutrients, and we need to be supplementing these days. And I go through longevity, and longevity was started by Dr. Joel Wallach, and he's got this whole video made in the 90s, which he didn't know was recorded. Dead doctors don't lie, and in that there's a lot of talk about nefariousness, and the reason why he goes down the nefarious part of the medical field is nefarious is that one of the reasons why he went down that track is he was on a live call, and one of these mainstream doctors rang up and effectively told him, like, if you ended up in our emergency department, you just watch out, mate. Like, is that a threat? That sort of thing. And yeah, that was just one of those little things that came up. But being exposed, being a professional, a health professional myself for nearly 2 decades, there's no nefariousness there. We hear these stories about the pharmaceutical complex being there just to make money. Well, yes, they need to make money to research, to come up with those drugs that manage our symptoms. The wrong approach. You don't manage the symptoms, you try and not get the symptoms in the first place. And that I advocate the whole keto 44. Eat right, which is keto, not for ketogenesis, but for enough proteins, enough cholesterol, enough of the micronutrients that we're able to get in our current food supply chain. We need to supplement these days, and I gave you an indication of why we're in our state is because of even though electricity has improved our life, hasn't really. Unknowingly, we're getting less minerals in our food supply chain, and that's why we're getting unwell, chronically unwell, autoimmune diseases, obesity, and the like. I've eliminated my half a dozen chronic diseases, even while being managed in the mainstream healthcare complex, while I was a registered nurse for nearly 2 decades. And do you think I was getting any healthier? No. Even before I became obese, I was a semi-pro athlete, triathlete. And even that, if you're a fitness influencer that doesn't supplement the right way, if you're an Olympian now or one of those weekend warriors, gym goers and the like, and you only take protein and that sort of thing, you better be taking some micronutrients or the whole declared essential micronutrients, or you'll just be the same as the obese person that's micronutrient deficient. If you're obese, the markers, the tells, the signatures that you are deficient in chromium, vanadium, zinc, by just taking those 3 minerals, you might be on your way to 10 or 20% effect, losing a few pounds here and there, but it won't be sustained because you're still going to have those cravings. You'll fall off the wagon, and you'll still be eating that crappy food that you eat. Oh, but I eat well and I'm still obese. Well, you're micronutrient deficient. Let me tell you, there's a lot of fat vegans, fat keto people, fat intermittent fasting people out there, fat carnivores and fat ancestral diet type people out there. And mainstream health, we need to manage our blood pressure and our cholesterol, diabetes, all that sort of thing. I effectively eliminated my metabolic syndrome complex, which is the whole obesity, blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, cardiac type complex. And that was easily done. Once you're satiated with those micronutrients, you're well on your way to the whole vanity thing to lose weight, and then you'll be healthy. And it's not a matter of being lean equals health. Many people that end up lean don't end up being a centenarian or even get into their octogenarian years, because by being lean is a force. You force being lean and skinny, but you are still micronutrient deficient if you're not supplementing in this day and age with our current food supply chain complex, which is stuffed. We are we are deficient in minerals especially, and we need all those 60 minerals to make the vitamins work, the amino acids and the essential fatty acids work. So I'm thinking of doing a particular presentation which might take an hour or two. I don't know. Having it out there for the world to absorb, to consume, to take it or leave it. What I do, how we got here with our health, and why I won't fall off this wagon until I can get some access to all the micronutrients. The reason why I won't get unhealthy again is because I've nailed it. Yes, it's only 3 years in, and there's a statistic out there. We know this stat every in a 5 year period. People that fail in their health and fitness and weight attempts, 98% failure in the 5 year period. I won't be part of that because even in 3 years, there are signatures that people won't reach that statistic of 1 or 2% success over 5 years, because after 3 weeks or 3 months, you have that pizza, that Thai food, that cake, and then you have a cheat day, then you have some treats, and then you pound the pavement, hit the gym even more to keep it off. Willing it by force will not save you. What will save you is this whole concept, this whole regimen that I advocate for, the Keto 44. If your specialist is treating whatever chronic disease that you may have, obesity is one of them, the metabolic syndrome complex is the next, together with indigestion, which is you're not going to get the micronutrients that you are getting access to with your normal SAD diet, standard American diet, or standard Western diet, or whatever you're on. Even if you're eating well with organic, vegan, or whatever, you're busting for calories, you're busting for micronutrients, you got cravings coming out the wazoo. I know, because you're not satiated with the micronutrients. You might be supplementing. Are you supplementing with all the micronutrients? A bit of calcium supplementation here, a bit of potassium, magnesium, a bit of this and that. A multivitamin is not enough. If you're a vegan and eating bread, that's not right. It may feel right. Most people's thoughts on health is it feels right. Low fat, exercise more, don't eat meat. It's got fat in it. It causes meat builds up atherosclerosis. Apparently not. Well, apparently, but not. Let me assure you. What is clogging up our arteries and giving our atherosclerosis and building up our cholesterol issues is the combination of oils and sugars. And that's where the mainstream healthcare complex is wrong about. They're wrong about the doubling down on more activity, less calories, and then they double down. That's been wrong for 100 years. Then they double down on the whole cardiac complex with the cholesterol and the like. Then we jump on these things like the Mediterranean diet and Ansel Keys, and that's been wrong for half a century. And then in another half century, we'll be shaking our heads, perplexed, confused. Why are we dying at an even faster rate? Our life expectancy going south, and I predict for each 50 years going forward, we're going to reduce our life expectancy by 3 or 5 years. Watch this space. How could you be saying that? We've increased our life expectancy over the last century. It's just going to go up and up. We got genetic therapy coming in. No. By suggesting genetic therapy will save us. No. Another barking up the wrong tree. The wrong tree again. All these wrong trees. The tree of the calories versus calories in, calories out. The tree of the different diets. The tree of genetics. The gene therapies, which none of them will work. Watch that space too. And what's another wrong tree? Toxins and organic food, and our wheat isn't the same as it used to be. Well, let me tell you, the amount of gluten in current ultra processed foods, gluten, is the same amount of gluten as in wheat that was around, that we know of, that we can examine, the wheat that was around 150 years ago. It's the same. That wasn't treated or genetically modified. It's the same amount of gluten. We were still affected by gluten, even when wheat became our staple macro calorie makeup 5,000 years ago, 3000 BC, where we went from millet to wheat as our staple grain. That's when that was the start of our lower life expectancy projection. Look, it's complicated. The amount of calories were an issue throughout our history as well. But the combination of ample and cheap calories now versus the glutens, which don't allow us to absorb even the micronutrients that we are taking in, which is subpar if we don't supplement. That's why our life expectancy is going south. Watch this space. Don't just look up Google and we're just increasing our life expectancy. We've got longevity experts, this and that, which brings me to the next episode, which will be the vegan, the frugivore, and the breatharian enter a bar. Then you got me. Who's going to live longer, right? Yeah, so watch that space coming up, which is going to be actually recorded right after this. So all the wrong trees that the mainstream healthcare complex is barking up is well intended, but it's wrong. Okay. Feels like a sum up. While I'm ahead, many will say I'm behind. I'll sum it up there. The pharmaceutical companies aren't out to get us. They aren't out to kill us all, whoever's running the world and this and that. Who's they? That's right. We can't nail down who they are ever. They is a revolving door of successful business people and influencers and people that have wealth, and that's a revolving door too. So pharmaceutical companies do want to benefit us. They are striving to develop drugs that will save us and make us live longer, but ever since the 80s, they haven't been able to make money, and they're able to make money on vaccines and the like. Their model is failing. Certain The only drug classes that have worked up until the 80s is antibiotics and corticosteroids, or steroidal type class of drugs that mask our symptoms of rashes and pains, or the 50% dying if you get sepsis and all that sort of thing. So yes, mainstream health can help us in an emergency room, but not ongoing. And that's that, okay? I've been there. They're not out to get us. Their approaches are well intended, but the best intention is the Keto 44, is to mitigate our ill health. Get the right macros in, which I don't want to suggest keto is just getting enough protein and saturated fat, which means more cholesterol. Yes, we need cholesterol. There's whole episodes on cholesterol. Very important for our brain and hormone health. And absorbing all the micronutrients that we require, okay? And that involves eliminating that 90% of the supermarket. And bingo bongo, you'll be fit and healthy like me. There might be an even better approach in decades or centuries to come, but let me tell you, I've nailed it for now. Watch this space. Let's compare notes in 30 years, perhaps, with your PhD and your influence of this and guru of that. Until the next episode. Bye-bye for now. Oh, don't know how I did there, but there you go. That was that effort. I just have to, that has to load. The next episode is part of the thumbnail. A vegan, a frugivore or fruitarian, and a breatharian enter a bar. Like a Scotsman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman, Irish and Englishman enter a bar type example. And I haven't even planned what I'm going to talk about, but let's see how I go. Yeah. Come on, keep processing. And the video recording for the YouTube channel, I've put it onto cinematic, see how it takes me. Yeah. So once this is done, I'll just start on the next episode. The vegan is what's his name? Brian Johnson. Then you got Ann Osborne, and before I start the episode, I need to get the breatharian, his actual name. How am I going to do that? So, while I organize the podcast details, episode 273 was just done. How do you publish this now? Publish this episode. You just press on that, right? Publish. And let's see if it is. Right. I've got the draft for the vegan, the frugivore, and breatharian. Enter a bar. There you go. Publish that episode. No, I need to add a the recording. Right, that's ready to go now. And before, how am I going to do this? Oh no! When it's live, you get the whole shebang. The intakes, the outtakes. I need to do a search on this dude. The breatharian. What's his name? Elamin. Amin. Something like that. I don't bloody know. I'll have to do a search. Breatharian. The breatharian. Breatharian diet? They live on air, don't they? The most famous breatharian. Oh, no, won't be her. What is breatharianism? Subsist healthily on air alone. Are you kidding me? Okay. Where's this dude? There he is. Right. His name is Elitom El Amin. Yes, because it's the mirror image. I better straighten myself up. Jeez, you gotta straighten yourself up. How am I gonna do this? Elitom El Amin. 19 years, apparently, he's lived without food. Oh, yeah. So, Elitom El Amin. Let's see if I remember Elitom El Amin. 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 Oh, once I wanted to remember this dude's name. I even remember it now from 20 years ago. Nabuka Sukumai Tamavua. I wanted to remember this name because I wanted to show off on a PA system. I was part of this IT help desk thing, and I Nabuka Sukumai Tamavo, Nabuka Sukumai Tamavo. It's still there. And one time I had the cojones to earshot of probably 600 people in this company over the PA system of the company of the site that I was in, and to page him, right. And so I did the whole thing. Would Nabuka Sukumai Tamavua please contact 555? Nabuka Sukumai Tamavua, please contact 555. I just heard raptures of laughter in the background, and that was funny. All right. Elitom El Amin. Let's see if I remember. Elitom El Amin. Elitom El Amin. Is that a way to remember by adding it to a tune? Elitom El Amin. Elitom El. Let's see if I can. Elitom El Amin. Elitom El Amin. Right. Back to the cinematic recording. Ooh. Recording the recording. Whoa. Look, check it out. You know how you look in the mirror and it goes into infinity? Anyway. If I do this, it's going to cause an issue. Yes, I know. It's part of the cost of doing business in cut my head off. How about doing better not cut my head off. I better sort myself a bit better. There you go. Right. Cinematic ready to go. That is ready to go. That's a 70%. I can probably take that off. Ready to go. Let's just make sure that it's frugivore, vegan, add. That's ready to go. Let's see how I go. Yeah, right. Oh, hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. This is my a second episode on the trot, but by the time you listen to it, it's been a day or two when I downloaded it. But for the live people, this is a back-to-back recording. So let's see. You clicked on today's episode. I was trying to remember the breatharian's name. For the people that are recording this, the live people know what I'm on about, but here we go. A vegan, a frugivore, or fruitarian, so I'll just say frugivore, right? A vegan, a frugivore, and a breatharian enter a bar. And in that bar, they'd like to make us live longer. They're going to compare notes, right? They're going to compare notes, and they're going to see who lives longer firstly, and then maybe we can take the good bits of the vegan diet, the frugivore diet, and the breatharian diet. Yeah. So in the thumbnail of the episode, I've got Brian Johnson as the vegan representative. Let's say the Englishman entering the bar. Then we have the frugivore, Anne Osborne, a fruitarian frugivore for the last, if you do a search, it'll say 27 years, but that was based on a story on her 5 years ago, but it's now 32 years. Let's see how long she lives. Woo-hoo. We all know what happened to another frugivore called Steve Jobs. He died at the age of, I was going to say 75. He was 55. He looked like he was 75. I know. I shouldn't talk down on people's misfortune. I get it. So that's the frugivore, and then we get Elitom El Amin. I remembered for the live people. They're in on the joke. Elitom El Amin is the representative of the breatharian people in trying to let's see. What did that get bright all of a sudden? Oh, I've got this whole selfie ring going. So the Irishman and the Scotsman, Anne Osborne is the Irishman, and the Scotsman, Elitom El Amin, the breatharian, has entered the bar, right? And they're going to make us live longer. And then you have me, this Keto 44 idiot, that suggests that at least 80% of our macro calories should be keto, followed by eliminating 90% of the supermarket, the gluten, oils, sugars, nitrates, and then the second floor, the 44, eliminating 90% of the supermarket, then introducing the 4 categories of micronutrients: 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, make up 90 declared essential micronutrients that we need to be satiated with, and that prevents the pica, which is code for hunger for many people, but it's cravings. That's just a sign of micronutrient deficiencies. And the reason why we're unhealthy, we got diseases, we're overweight and dying in our 50s and 60s. Yes, we have some folk that reached 80, 90. Yeah, my auntie's was 102. Yeah. How was their last 20 years of life? Not too high quality and with a wheelie walker or walking stick. Let's exist. Let's try to get to 120. That's when we start getting into our wheelie walker or walking stick, perhaps. Eh? So that's the new goal. Let's aim for that. So we get the vegan Brian Johnson as our representative of the vegan crowd, and spends $2 million per year in trying to live longer. He sold a bunch of tech companies and the like, and he's spending $2 million per year. A team of researchers, and with that particular vegan, Brian Johnson, he does have people that suggest to him which micronutrients to take. But being a vegan, I don't know, of course, but here's what's going on with you vegans. Brian Johnson too. Yes, you may live longer because you're eating less meat, and fat equals lean equals live longer. No. That we've been wrong for about 50 years on that as well. Veganism has been not is not a new thing. It's been tried centuries, bygone centuries past as well. You take up the calories that you're busting for, those cravings, more olive oil, more, I don't know what other bloody calories you make up your cravings with, more avocado, more oil makes up a lot of it. More rice, more bread, wheat. That's when you fall over to the vegan people, and maybe even Brian Johnson. Let's see who lives longer, me or Brian Johnson, spending $2 million a year on his health regimen. My health regimen, including my gym membership, $10,000 a year. Let's see who lives longer. Ooh, what a concept. Let's see who lives longer. So, let's bring in Ann Osborne. I'm trying not to forget Elitom El Amin, the breatharian, the next guy, the Scotsman, the breatharian representative today. Ann Osborne, 30 plus years of being a frugivore. There was a story done on her a few years back suggesting a few mangoes in the morning, you have a couple of, avocados for lunch, and then for dinner, if you go out, just bring me avocados, or bring some this and that vegetables, and there you go. And was she even able to have kids? Yeah, I don't know. How children on the frugivore diet, how they're going to flourish. They might show signs of flourishing because they're leaner, they're meaner. They're not obese kids. That's a sign of flourishing, but I don't know. Will they live past the age of 60? I don't know. And also with Brian Johnson, Ann Osborne, and Elitom El Amin, and the vegan, the frugivore, and the breatharian, and me, we're all around the same sort of age. Brian Johnson around 47, I'm 50. Ann Osborne is 52-ish, and the breatharian Elitom El Amin is around, say, 53-ish. So we're in the ballpark. So if this particular type of take this episode takes, and we can do some comparisons in 30 years, let's see how many of those people are still alive. Hey, I've got money on me. If I had $1 million, I'd bet $1 million on me. If I had $1 million, then I wouldn't be using it. The $1 million has to be held by the holder of the bet. But if anyone wants to make bets or take bets or whatever, let's do a bet on this. So so how is Brian Johnson doing? He's only been doing his vegan thing for a few years, just like my few years with the Keto 44. He's probably in better shape than me because he apparently works out in the gym about an hour each day. I'm at about 20 minutes each day for the last 7-ish months now. Ann Osborne, she won't be doing any activity, the frugivore. And Elitom El Amin, the breatharian, I saw videos of him doing some push-ups and stuff. So he's doing a little bit of stuff. He's very, very lean. So I'm not sure how he's going to do his push-ups and not live on any food or water. That's perplexing. Isn't it perplexing? Breatharian not living on food or water. There was this as part of looking up Elitom El Amin. I won't forget his name now because it's baked. It's baked in there. Alongside Elitom El Amin, there was this chick, Yajinin. Anyway, Google suggested that I might look at the most influential breatharian, and it's this chick just in the Big Smoke here, where I live, in Brisbane, in Chapel Hill. She took on breatharianism, and she was part of 60 Minutes in the 80s. This TV show in the 80s here in Australia, where they followed her for something like 5 days, and no food, no water. Her blood pressure was going down. Her heart rate was going up. Her speech was starting to get slurred, and they pulled the pin on the episode because she was gonna bloody die, for God's sake. And there's this suggestion that she had plenty of food in the fridge, and that's for my partner. So I'm not sure what came of her, but it doesn't make sense, right? To not live on any fluids or food. There's this energy force, this energy. Elitom El Amin has this go-to video. If you did a search, you'd come across it, where have to educate you on the energy and the sun. The energy equals sustenance and this and that. And even though I don't sound too articulate in this attempt in explaining what I do, but oh boy, even though English isn't his main language, I'm not sure where he's from, but Elitom El Amin, I don't know. To look at him, okay, he's not the most articulate. Yes, he is very charismatic, and he'll get some followers and the like. I get it, but I don't know. He's not cognitively all there if he isn't living on any calories. So watch this space. One indication of his micronutrient deficiencies is his beard. Heavy, sparse grey beard suggests micronutrient deficiencies straight off the bat. Not enough copper, which suggests graying of your hair, wrinkles, and never mind just not enough copper, but all the rest of it too, right? Because he does, being a breatharian, if you supplement with just micronutrients, you got a chance. You got a chance. If he's doing the breatharian thing by just supplementing, imagine if he's supplementing with just what I advocate with the longevity micronutrients. My preferable supplier of micronutrients. Sounds like a drug deal. Then he's got a chance. If he's using some other micronutrients, yes, he's still got a chance. My bird, he's whistling in the background. Not sure if the recordings can pick up on that or not. So let's see how Elitom El Amin manages. Who lives longer, me or Elitom? Sharon Osbourne. Well, I've only got Steve Jobs as her counterpart, or her comparison with Anne Osborne. She's in the bar now, so all your calories are made up of fruit only. Even with frugivore animals, they don't just stop at eating fruit. And I can't pinpoint any frugivore animals, but let's just quickly pivot to the example of panda bears. This is where Joel Wallach comes in, right? My concept guru, he pretty much saved the panda, and they came to him like, the panda's dying off. They're not mating and this and that. And well, what are you feeding him? Oh, the finest bamboo, grown on the finest soils on earth. Well, how about the other stuff? What do you mean the other stuff? Pandas just eat bamboo, right? No, they eat bloody tree bark and rats and rodents and all this other stuff. And it's the same with a frugivore animal. Like they go far and wide. They don't just go to Woolworths or Coles or Tesco or what's a US supermarket chain? Tesco? No, that was UK. Anyway, in the supermarket, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. So, animals are a bit freer in getting all their micronutrients. So we're not sure, like if you had a frugivore animal just going for the fruit that's in the supermarket, of course they're not going to last long. But in nature, they've got a better chance at getting all the micronutrients they need. And let's not forget all those 90 essential micronutrients that we require. All vertebrates need 90 essential micronutrients according to body weight. This 90-kilo dude here needs 90 kilos worth of micronutrients. And that's what I do. And that's why I'll probably live to 100. Watch this space. Let's see who lives longer, the vegan, the frugivore, or the breatharian. Yes, this episode might go down in infamy. So, that frugivore animal, if they're only going for the fruit that's in our supermarket, maybe they won't last long. And with the vegans, well, the intention, the ideology behind it is well intended. I get it. It's a grand, well intended pursuit. Yes, our animals are not treated well. They never have been treated well once they have been supplying us with our macros. But that is the cost of doing business in surviving. The tiger, the lion, taking down that zebra here in Australia. It's not fair, right? Yeah, it's not fair to have those 50,000 chickens in the shed, pecking at their food for 22 hours a day and then getting the chop after 6 weeks. That's how the chicken ends up on our plate. 6 week babies we're eating. Well, don't go there. Okay, I won't go there. Never. How about the terror our dairy cows are going through? It's not a pleasant existence. I get it. You can have a more pleasant existence. It's not even with the dairy cow idea. Like the calf isn't going to get all that milk. It's going to go to the family or the community, and yeah, terrible existence. Even in a time of non-commercial animal production and animal-based products. Yes, I get it. It's not humane. Pigs, yes, it's not humane. But to be more humane, to have more free range with the chicken idea and the cows in the paddock only eating grass, well, you won't be paying $10 a kilogram for beef. You'll be paying $150 a kilo. So we got that complex. So yes, okay, the vegans, well intended. The frugivores, yes, well intended. A bit less credible. And the breatharians, I don't even know how to comment on them. So, the moral of today. This might, I feel like wrapping up because it's a back-to-back episode and I've been going for an hour. I feel like wrapping up. So, who's going to live longer? Me, the keto guy that eliminates gluten, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites, takes the 90 essential micronutrients. Who's going to live longer? The Keto 44 guy? The vegan? Brian Johnson as an example? The frugivore or the fruitarian, the other name for them people? Ann Osborne as the representative today? All around the same age, all these people that I'm referencing, including this guy? Or the breatharian, Elitom, LMN? Who's gonna drop off the perch quicker? Let's see. If it's me, if I get cancer and all that sort of thing, I'm also going to put up videos to suggest to let you know my epistemic humility. I'll be honest, if this doesn't go my way, if I'm the first to drop off the perch, I'll be the first to declare that I am dying or whatever. And if you don't hear or view any more videos of me, I've been hit by a bus, or someone poked me with an umbrella, or I've been shot or bloody stabbed or something, been robbed at gunpoint, yada yada. That's the only time. That's the only point where you won't hear from me. And so I mentioned all those three. So is it going to be the Keto 44 guy, the breatharian, which is, I predict, going to drop off the perch before any of us. Then I predict Ann Osborne is going to drop off her perch next. Then dropping off number 3 is Brian Johnson, our vegan representative. And then me. I predict that I'll live 20 years longer than Brian Johnson, the guy that's spending $2 million per year on his longevity pursuit. My pursuit was just to lose weight, you know, and as I knew the other effect, the positive effect, was improved health. That happened too. But let's face it, we are a little bit vain as well, and we want to look our best as well, which also is a marker of health. So there's my prediction. Elitom Elamen is going to drop off his perch first. He's not allowed to drink at the bar. He's not allowed to drink any vodka or beer. He's going to drop off, just falling off the bar stool. Ann Osborne, she's going to go, oh, beer, I don't know. Yes, continue eating your avocado and mango. You might last till age 62. How about that for a prediction? Elitom Elamen, if he's actually not, the breatharian, if he's not eating or drinking, I'll be surprised if he's still going, if he's still sitting on that bar stool. And she's going next. Brian Johnson might live to the age of 83. So Elitom Elamen, 60. Ann Osborne, 63. I'm going to give her. And then Brian Johnson, the vegan, 83. And me, watch this space, 103. There's my prediction, my bold, my grandiose prediction. So there you go. Brian Johnson, he's drinking his beer, perhaps. He's maybe gluten-free beer. I won't be drinking beer at that bar. I'll probably be drinking vodka, because even gluten-free beer might have oats in it or something. I drank gluten-free beer when I realized, wait a minute, early in my endeavor here, I bought some gluten-free beer, and I thought, I better check on this. And did I check on it? I don't know, but it is possible. Like your gluten-free. Why is this slide flickering? Sorry for the visual people, video people. I'm being distracted by this bloody light. Apologies. So, if you have a gluten-free diet and you buy this gluten-free stuff, a lot of the time, gluten-free bread, gluten-free this, gluten-free that, just watch for oats. If the first ingredient is oats, you're still eating gluten. So that's a quick reminder. Oats gluten is called gliadin. It still causes that cytokine, inflammatory cytokine complex in the villi in your small intestine, where we do most of our absorbing of our micronutrients. So just watch out for that. And so Brian Johnson, he's probably having a beer. If it's gluten-free, he's probably got oats in it. That's why he's going to drop off the perch. And that's why I predict he'll live 20 years longer than Anne Osborne, the frugarian, fruitarian. And if Elitom Elamin, the breatharian, is actually not taking in any macros or fluids, if pure breatharianism is a thing, well, I'll be. That's insane. That's wow. So I'll end it there. There's the prediction. Elitom El Amin to drop off his bar stool first, because he's not even drinking at the bar. Anne Osborne, she's just going, just eat my apples and this and that. She's next to drop off her bar stool, her perch. Then comes the vegan Brian Johnson, even if he spends $2 million a year with his team of researchers and suppliers and this and that. And then the winner of this contest is me, living probably 20 years longer than Brian Johnson. So yeah, let's compare notes even in 7 years, 30 years. Pick a time as well. I don't know. This probably won't take. This whole idea won't take. I know it won't, but it's there. And I don't care if this sort of stuff doesn't resonate, because I'll just enjoy what I'm enjoying, my health. So before I start unraveling, you weren't even in, you weren't even raveling well. Yeah. I'll sum up. Well, I've been summing up for the last 5 minutes. Right, I'm done. I'm done until the next episode. Bye for now. Woo! Double header. I think I'm a little bit mentally exhausted after that. So I'll end it there to the live people. Of course there's 0 people watching and all that sort of thing. I get it. So stand by, the live people. I might do some kinesiology next. I'm thinking of doing like a warts and all, doing heaps of shorts. How am I going to manage that? I don't know. It's just a quick little concept. Anyway, to the live people, I'm going to say sayonara to you as well. Bye-bye. How long have I been going for? Where's the bloody timer here? 68 minutes. Woo! See you guys. End. Yes, end.